And Augustine's theology will be profoundly challenged by the popularity of a rival Christian thinker, Pelagius. And the ensuing controversy between Augustine and Pelagius would not only secure Augustine's international reputation as one of the predominant intellectuals on the Christian scene, it would lead to the official triumph of Augustine's theology, accepted by church councils and ratified by the imperial state. Pelagius was attached to this ancient Italian aristocratic circle, highly educated. And he would become the great defender of free will and of perfection. He'd already read this book called The Confessions. Oh, and he said, that is so seductive, this little story, these little pear trees and coma baptisms. That something isn't right about this. He was already angered over it. He realized that there was something he couldn't accept in Augustine's theology. And the argument between them will erupt over the question of original sin. How, Pelagius asks, could humans justly be responsible for the sins of those who came before them? How could humans inherit a sinful nature? And this theological question comes to a head over a very concrete practice, a very specific practice which almost perfectly crystallizes the problem. Was it necessary to baptize infants? If baptism is a ritual of cleansing sin, then is it necessary to baptize infants? Pelagius would say, no, because they don't inherit a sinful nature. Augustine would say, yes, they're born into the flesh. And in the world of the 5th century, infant baptism is widely, but by no means universally practiced. But it's a deeply held ritual by many Christians, and Augustine can use it to explain his theological outlook. To say that yes, humans inherit the flesh. Yes, every human is sinful, but not every human has the possibility of not sinning. You should see in Pelagianism certain similarities to monasticism. Indeed, similarities more broadly with the radical tradition of Christian discipleship. Pelagius sees the gospel as a call to perfection. And Pelagianism is itself a reaction against the mass conversion of society. Pelagius says the original sin in the Garden of Eden didn't forever change human nature. Humans, every individual human still chooses good or evil on their own. Humans are responsible for their sin, and they're responsible for their salvation. And it triggers a massive controversy that will burn for the last 2 decades of Augustine's life. It becomes an empire-wide intellectual war with letters and treatises sent across the empire to bishops and philosophers and emperors. And it helped Augustine refine his theology and express the totality of his ideas ever more clearly, and ultimately see them triumphant.